Thursday evening. Welcome inside the Beckley-Raleigh County Convention Center and the mecca of Southern West Virginia basketball, and we've got a great matchup here tonight. The Greenbrier East Spartans coming in 3-1 on the year, and the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles still looking for win number 3 on the year, coming in 2-5 here tonight. And NAIA two-time National Coach of the Year Bob Bolin right to my left. And Coach, this one essentially sets up both teams for a playoff run as they're both sectional rivals. But as of late, the Spartans have been playing a lot better than the Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles.
Oh, Greenbrier East off to a great start this year. With Bimbo Coles leading the way, one of the greatest players ever from this state. And they're playing good basketball. As far as Woodrow, I think the record is deceiving. I know they did not play very well at Princeton this last game on Tuesday, but the other games they played well, Zach. I mean, had a Huntington team that's undefeated, maybe number 1 in the state coming up, right down to the wire. They played GW at GW right down to the wire. So with the exception of Tuesday night's game against Princeton, Beckley's played well. It's just the breaks haven't gone their way. They haven't won. I wouldn't make them a huge underdog in this building tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned the Princeton game. 65-55 was the final as Jace Colucci led the way with 15 points, including 3 3-pointers. I think the biggest thing you take away from the box score of that game is Ben Gillum with just 2 points. Princeton found a way to nullify his actions on the offensive end, and it led to the 10-point victory. You mentioned Huntington as well. Greenbrier East's last game was on March 13th. They lost by 5 to Huntington, and Bimbo's son Bailey had 25 points, and the Gabbard brothers put in 29 apiece, with Willie having 19 and Goose with 10. So despite the records, I think you're right. I think this one's going to be an intriguing matchup. Both Region 3, Section 2 rivals. Greenbrier East's 3-1 record has them ranked number 8 in the AP West Virginia poll this week, so things are looking rather nice for them. Both teams have players out, as Adam Seams is out for Greenbrier East tonight. Elijah Redfern, who we didn't get to see against Shady Spring earlier this season, he's out as well. So both teams without a little bit of players, but should be an interesting matchup nonetheless. We got Garrett Lester down to our left. He's producing this thing tonight. Andrew Boland's upstairs with a camera. We've got the whole family here. We've got a nice little crowd. Should be an intriguing matchup. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right after this. You're enjoying basketball here in Beckley. Brought to you by Little General. Great prices, convenient places.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Who is going to be next to grab one of these fantastic deals at Lewis Nissan? Like all these lucky people, you can receive a 2020 Nissan Rogue all-wheel drive starting at just $23,990 with 0% financing available. Or this 2020 Nissan Altima 2.5S for only $20,990. Or how about an all-wheel drive for $22,990? Get these awesome deals and award-winning service all month long here at Lewis Nissan.
Beckley-Raleigh County Convention Center. We've got the national anthem coming up as both teams making their way out of the locker room. We'll send it over to the PA for the pregame announcements coming up.
Family has been celebrating the lives of your loved ones for 5 generations. Since 1900, they have helped you remember them with love and respect. It is good to have folks that you can trust.
Calfee Funeral Home, honoring wonderful lives.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home. United Bank, West Virginia's bank, proud to be united with the Mountaineers. Member FDIC.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs.
Welcome back to Raleigh County Beckley Convention Center as we are getting ready to start from starting lineups. Greenbrier East wearing the black. We were told this is the first time ever they're wearing the black uniforms. Quentin Wilson, 1-star, 6'2" senior forward, along with number 2 Tucker Villa, the 5'10" senior guard. The Gabbard brothers, John, the 6-foot sophomore guard, and Willie, the 6'3" senior post player, and the stud, Bailey Coles. You may have heard the Coles name before. 6'3" senior guard. He leads the way with 25.2 points per game. Bimbo has been at the helm here for 3 years, and I think the first year was a little shaky, but ever since he's had a pretty good little run with his high school that he went to before going off and making a name for himself. Beckley, Woodrow Wilson, Flying Eagles in home whites tonight. It'll be Kenyon Cook, 6'4" junior. Maddox McMillan, 6'3" junior. Ben Gillum, 6'4" senior, the 2-time All-State player. But the second-team All-State player last year, I should say. KK Slay, 6'2" junior. And Mike Miller down inside with Gillum, 6'6" junior. Inside. Nice little crowd here tonight.
It is. Not surprising. And I guess people are happy they're allowed out of the house. A very good crowd in here representing these teams.
Greenbrier East averaging 70.5 points per game. They're giving up 57 points per game. Woodrow averaging 56.9 points per game. They're giving up 62.1 per game. Coles averaging 25.2, as we mentioned, pacing the way for the Spartans. Gillum with 15.5, Colucci with 10.7, and Cook with 10.3, averaging out here. What's the keys to this matchup, Coach Bowen?
Well, with talking with Coach Coles before the game for Greenbrier East, he said he wanted to limit turnovers. He needed to keep Big Ben off of the offensive boards, and he wants to push the ball to try to wear the Flying Eagles down, and he said he wants to trap and run all night. Coach Kidd said they need to play good D. They need to get out on the shooters, especially Coles and Gabbard, and play with some passion, desire, and it's got to mean something.
Per COVID regulations, there'll be no tip, and Greenbrier East will have the basketball first as Coles brings it into the front court.
Beckley with this huge lineup starting out in a 1-2-2 zone.
Coles, right wing into the corner. Working around the perimeter. Now Coles on the attack. Kicks near side. 3-ball. Villa way off the mark, but inside putback rolls off as well. Gabbard inside amongst 3. Flying Eagles walks with it before he can get it back outside. So good possession defensively for the Flying Eagles.
Oh, yeah. You seldom see Beckley. I don't know if I've ever seen Beckley start a game out in the zone. Now here's Greenbrier East. They really like their quarter court trap.
Cook quickly in the front court. He walks with it, so back-to-back walks. Start this thing off in a little bit of a rough patch. We're just underway here in Beckley. No score yet between the Spartans and the Eagles. If you look at a picture of Bimbo Coles when he was about 16. You would think he's on the floor right now. 3-ball, Willie Gabbert. This time he rolls it home.
Gabbert's got a nice 3-point stroke. Beckley really needs to, in that zone, go ahead and extend it. Let those wings get out there. They want to extend it on the shooters. And a quick foul on Vi.
I think Cookmia got bailed out there. He carried the basketball, but right as the whistle was blowing, so he gets the benefit of the doubt here. So the first foul of the night goes against Greenbrier East.
See how Beckley goes without a traditional point guard in half-court sets. Let's see how they do it.
You mentioned defense. Greenbrier East in the man-to-man as they get it into McMillan, high post. Up top to Slay. He'll reverse to Cook. Now McMillan looking inside. Nice dish to Slay. Slay from the baseline. Can't get it to go. Left a little short. Rebound Coles. And here come the Spartans. Coles far sideline to Gabbert. They'll reverse all the way back around. In finding Coles left corner. He hits the 3 and the foul. That's a big shot early.
Oh, great shot by Bailey Coles. Keeping his concentration. Mike Miller's had very limited playing time. Extended on the shooter and fouled the 3-point shooter. And Bailey Coles with a rare opportunity for a 4-point play.
6-0. Coles can't add the extra point. Gillum with the board. They'll push quickly in the front court up ahead to Slay. Reverse back to Cook. Cook guarded closely by Via. Now a 3-ball en route short by McMillan. And it's one and done for the Eagles again. Into the front court, up ahead to Gabbert. They'll swing it into the corner to Tucker. Tucker down inside. Gabbert had a look, but the shot this time won't go. And Quentin Wilson couldn't get it to go quickly into the front court, go the Flying Eagles, and a nice run out by Slay, and Gillum found him.
Oh, Ben Gillum pushed the ball, controlled dribble, great assist.
About 2.5 minutes in, 6-2 the score. Coles now from the deep right wing. He is heating up early.
Oh, that's a deep 3. Coles, nice quick release.
A little backcourt pressure, but Gillum handles it nicely. For Beckley. Now he's looking to attack baseline, going to work on Wilson. Cross it over to KK. Into the post of Miller. Back out KK for 3. Cowan rattles home.
Nice in and out play. Good kick out by Miller. Slay, when he's stepping into the basket, really good 3-point shooter.
All 5 points by Beckley belongs to Slay. It's a 4-point Spartan advantage. 3-ball again. Coles, that one a little strong. Gillum there for the easy board.
Yeah, Coles complaining that he got hit on that.
Backcourt vision there by Gillum.
Yeah, Miller's got to really watch that coming out there out of control.
Nice drop off inside to Willie Goose Gabbert for the 2 and 1.
Gabbert to transfer from George Washington. Tell you what about those ex-pro athletes. You look over at Bimbo, and Bimbo's got to be close to 50 if he hasn't turned 50 already. He should have already turned 50. He looks in shape like he could go out there and play right now.
He looks in better shape than I do, and I'm 33.
No,
completing
pro athlete there, Zach. Now.
Well,
I mean, Bimbo's in great shape. I don't know how many years it's been. A few years ago, I coached a game down in Wyoming East, a benefit game, and Bimbo was in his mid-40s and played, and he could still play.
Cook with the attack there gets pushed. And I think that's what Beckley has to do here early is attack and get to the free throw line. The foul calling on Ronquel Davis, his first. The first free throw banks at home, why not?
Hey, you know, he banked 3 of them last game. You know, I guess here with those drive-throughs, those banks stay open in Beckley late.
ATM is always open.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was trying to, but he banked 3 out of 4 last game. If he banks this one, I'm going to say it's on purpose.
Colucci in for Miller as Cook drops in both. 5-point Spartan advantage.
When you see that happen, Zach, it's usually nerves.
Yep.
I mean, he shot it perfectly straight, but nerves, a little hyped up, shot it too strong, but able to bank it in.
Beckley now with a smaller lineup going man-to-man defensively. 3-ball en route way short that time by John Gabbert. But the rebound tipped out to Coles, who keeps it in play into the hands of Dwayne Richardson. Richardson all the way to the rack. Was about to put up a wild shot, but he's fouled on the floor nonetheless. And if that's on Davis, that's quickly his second. So 2 of the 3 fouls for the Spartans belong to Davis. We'll see how Coles plays it. Maybe he pulls him out here before getting his third. Into the corner, Colucci wants 3. Colucci for 3.
They shot that in rhythm. Nice catch and shoot by Colucci. Cut the deficit to 2.
Colucci 10.7 points per, and his first 3 tonight cuts it to 2.
Now Beckley has got their lineup a little smaller now. They go to their traditional man-to-man, and they're making a run in it.
Gabbard there missed the 15-footer. Beckley looking for the tie or the lead. Maybe a lead. 3 ball. They're going to call it at long 2 nonetheless, and we're tied at 12.
Colucci again, nice square up, knocked it down.
Pace has picked up a touch, and it's benefiting Beckley here in the latter half of the first quarter. Coles on the attack at the elbow. Swing pass, good idea, but it was snuffed out quickly by Cook. In comes Aaron Griffith, the 6'1 junior. He'll give Davis a breather.
Beckley on a 7-0 run.
In the back half of the first, Coles right corner 3. That went off the front of the iron. Had a good pull there by McMillan. All the way in the front court, Richardson collides with a body or 2, and it trickles off a Spartan, and we've got a Spartan down.
Yeah, I think they missed that one. Yeah, they corrected it. They did miss that.
Okay.
That was off of Richardson. Good job of officials getting together. Here, let's take a look at it. The perfect replay.
Yeah, there you
off
go.
of Richardson's leg. And good job by the officials getting together.
Steve Gandy, Steve Dalton, and Chris Tirico are 3 officials tonight. And it's always good when they get together to make the thing right.
Unless they do it 58 times in a game and we get out here at midnight. I saw one game like that.
If we get paid by the hour, I'll take it. 3 ball and route. That one a little short by Gabbert. And Gillum's on the way to a double-double. The rebound, baseball pass. Nice drop off to McMillan. Spin shot won't go. Ball loose in the corner. And the Spartans dodge a bullet there. Backcourt pressure. Coles has to work through it. Into the front court, he finds Gabbert. Gabbert drives. Way off the mark with the bunny. And I think he was anticipating some pressure there. Quickly in the front court, Eagles for 3 in transition. Colucci can't get that one, but a whistle inside on the board. We're going the other way.
Had a push off against Maddox McMillan.
His first.
12-12 still. Well, it's good to see a crowd back at the game, a little excitement in the air. Beckley and Greenbrier East, no love lost between those teams.
Old-time rivals. And now here in 4A together, they'll probably face a couple of more times. Coles patiently in the front court.
Beckley back to that 1-2-2 zone now.
Gillum comes out and picks him up. That's an interesting matchup. Cole's going to work. Pull up. 3. Way off the mark into the cheerleaders and back to the Flying Eagles. It was almost as Gillum was kind of baiting him for the shot. Still Beckley looking for their first lead of the night as they go into Gillum. Gillum double teamed, and he is fouled on the floor. Aaron Griffith picks up his first foul, team's 4th. We saw a lot of double teaming of Gillum here against Shady Spring a few weeks ago.
Yes, they did. They did a great job of collapsing. Being looking to pass out of it, I'm telling you, there are times where he can just go ahead and take 2. He's got a lot of strength inside. And I know the right play is to pass out of it, but occasionally if you're getting double teamed, they're trying to take you out of the game. See what you can do with him. Nice pass.
Inside Gillum, too strong. Into the post, rebound cleared by the Spartans. Still 12 all, 90 seconds to go in the first. Coles finds a seam to the block. Floater gets
nice
the roll.
Coles going to the left hand, shooting with the right. Nice move.
8 points for Bailey here in the first. 3 ball on the way off the mark, that time by Cook. but Gillum keeps it alive on the offensive end.
Well, that's 2 good plays by Maddox McMillan on passes, and now he drains the mid-range jumper. 3 good plays by Maddox McMillan.
Fading away. We're tied at 14 with a minute to go here in the first.
Yeah, and I know crowd thinks when Ben got that rebound, they're yelling over the back. Over the back's not a foul. You got to make contact.
Aaron Griffith, his first shot of the ball game off the mark, and a good pull by Colucci inside. Under a minute to go here in the first. Richardson kind of the second group point guard as he drives in the lane. Euro step, won't get the roll that time. Gillum had a shot at it. Ends up back in the hands of Cook, and a walk on the drive by Richardson gives it back to the Spartans.
Yeah, good first quarter so far. This rivalry, I don't remember the last time East won here. I know that last year it was a lopsided game in Beckley's favor, and up there it was a 1-point game. So that's why it's just hard to count Beckley as an underdog when they're at home.
Slay and Miller back in for Flying Eagles.
Yeah, and then what they're trying to do there is give Ben Gillum a 35-second rest, and then he'll get the timeout, and then he'll be back to start the second quarter.
Final half minute of the first as the Spartans go to work on offense. Davis up top. Jackson Jackson and Gabbert were on completely different pages.
And he had thrown it away. It would have hit our monitor, but then Colucci went to intercept it, and it went off his hand. Do we get both teams a turnover on that?
We have to. We have to. Somewhere we have to write that down.
All right, Ben Boco's calling for the last shot here. They may spread the floor. Miller right here guarding a point guard, mismatch. But no, they're going to go ahead and run their offense with 10 seconds.
Davis now with 8 to the wing in the corner. 3 ball by Altz is off the mark. But inside, Villa with the putback at the buzzer, too strong, and that ends the first. Why not? 8 minutes in the books. We head to a timeout tied up at 14. Video Productions brought to you by Little General. Great prices, convenient places.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. Introducing the all-new 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
Did you hear that? The State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Christmas!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
$14 scores. We just start the second quarter a tad early. Coach Bob Bowen, Zach Helton along with you here at the Armory. A nice backdoor feed into Miller. He can't get it to go. Ball loose inside, and the Spartans again come out of there with the defensive rebound. Cole's back in the ball game. He's going to drive the lane. Now kicks out to Vi. Back to Coles, and it's knocked away and stolen. Colucci with another steal. Flying Eagles still looking for their first lead of the night into Miller, and he'll get it.
They went to Miller on consecutive possessions. The first one, you come out of a out of a quarter break and run a perfect play, and Miller missed the bunny. But that time he took it up strong and was able to convert.
Miller's first 2 of the night. 3 ball on the way by Gabbert. That one off the side of the rim and off the mark. And KK Slay with the rebound, pushing it up ahead. Colucci, wild shot, almost got it to go, but Gabbert chases it down for the board. Nice little pace here to start the second. Davis for 3 in transition, splashes it home.
Davis with a little fake jab step back, knocked it down.
Spartans back up. We're a minute and 15 into the second quarter. Here at the Artist, formerly known as the Armory. Slade, baseline drive, too strong. Right into the hands of Sam Altz. Up ahead to Bailey Coles. Coles to the block. Blocked from behind. Richardson almost made a tremendous play to keep it alive for the steal and the block.
Yeah, good defensive play by Richardson. It'll block it, tried to get the stave, put on the line. Let's see what Greenbrier East has on this out-of-bounds play. Beckley will be in a man-to-man on this OB.
Gillum back in for Miller. You might see those two play together in the second half on the floor. We'll see how that plays out. Gabbert looking baseline. It's not. Hey, he dribbled it off his own foot. It's a turnover, Spartans.
Look for Beckley. Gillum has a mismatch in the low post. Look for Beckley to try to exploit that right now.
I think if they use their size advantage, they could do some damage.
There he is. Look at him sitting down deep. Got him. Good ball fake by him. Well, it got pushed out. I thought he was down there deep where he wanted it.
Cook had double team now inside Gillum, and they're going to get that one on Gillum. And that's Ben's second.
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
Yeah, high school basketball, boy. They make that call frequently, and it punishes the big man down low. But if he hooked him,
it's not Ben's fault. He's bigger than him.
Yeah, seems like in high school basketball, if a big gets a mismatch against a little and he goes diving across the floor, it's a foul. Not like that in college.
Step back three, Altz, well short, and into the hands of Cook. He'll push it up. Woodrow looking for the lead again. They trail by one. Inside, back to Gillum they go, and it's knocked out by the trail defender.
Replay. Let's see. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
When he fell going towards half court, that's the part that makes it not look like a charge, but there could have been a hook in there. But, yeah.
We'll back off on him on that call.
Usually you have to fall backwards. He fell towards half court. That's a trick call.
Maybe that's where the center of gravity is, half court.
Yeah. I would be arguing that one for a while if I was wrong here.
Richardson, high post. McMillan's 15-footer rolls off, and Willie Gabbert pulls down the board. He'll bring it up. Spartans lead by one. Gabbert drives, kicks to Coles. Up top, Davis for three more, left to the top of the key. That one rims out, and a nice pull by Cook for the Eagles.
Nice up and down flow, but nobody's making shots.
Colucci wanted to change your mind right there. Left that one a little strong. Coles protects the basketball. Nice behind the back dribble to the rack. Floater with the right hand short.
Yeah, Coles did a great job of avoiding the charge there. Beckley was ready to take it. Coles avoided it.
They're going to call a walk on Richardson, and I thought Richardson should have backed it out. He was outnumbered 4-1.
Yeah, it was an ugly sequence here the past minute and a half. I see what looks like Bimbo will go into an offensive set here. Try to get East a good look coming up this possession.
Coles calls the plays. He comes across the timeline here at the Convention Center, and now they're going to call a timeout. 4:40 left here in the first half. It's Spartans 17, Eagles 16, and it's the 60, so we'll take it. You're enjoying high school basketball here on Video Productions, brought to you by Little General.
Be next to grab one of these fantastic deals at Lewis Nissan. Like all these lucky people, you can receive a 2020 Nissan Rogue all-wheel drive starting at just $23,990 with 0% financing available. Or this 2020 Nissan Altima 2.5S for only $20,990. Or how about an all-wheel drive for $22,990? Get these awesome deals and award-winning service all month long here at Lewis Nissan.
17-16 advantage with 4:40 left here in the first half. On the floor for the Eagles is Slay and McMillan, along with Cook, Colucci, and Richardson. Spartans in all black tonight. Counter with Coles, Altz. And now on the attack, Coles to the rack. This time switching hands. Nice take by Coles.
Strong move, good jump stop. Scored over two defenders. Colucci came back to do the same thing and gets a charging call.
Offensive foul.
Tell you what, I've been impressed with Bailey Coles staying under control. I mean, he was going to the basket hard there, realized the defense was there, didn't want to charge, and made a great jump stop. Nice kiss off the glass.
That's what some athleticism will do for you. Coles the first in double figures tonight with 10 as he brings it up.
A double picks high for Coles. Use one and the other. Nice play. Nice play by Coles. Getting a good look. Got the defense moving, but unable to pay off.
Yeah, good attack by Davis, but left it short. In transition, Cook into corner to Richardson. And Richardson's going to get the benefit of the call there on the drive. And taking the blame for it, Clay Jackson, the senior guard, his first. Team's fifth. So both teams close to the bonus here, final 4 minutes of the first half. We may get to the 1-and-1 before intermission. Colucci with a breather. Sam Peck, 6'2 junior, in for him. Cook on the attack, ran into a slippery spot, but the ball in possession of Beckley as Peck on the baseline covered up. Reverses back to Cook, and Beckley will reset the offense with 3:42 and counting here in the first half. McMillan on the attack, kicks over to Richardson. Back out, McMillan for three. That one halfway down and out. Rebound loose inside. And on the putback by KK Slay, he'll get fouled. But good work on Slay there by attacking the basket on the shot.
Yeah, Bimbo over there lobbying for a charge on that last play.
Sam Alt's called for the personal, his first, team sixth. Slay splashes the first one home.
Let's take a look at that and see what Bimbo was talking about. Oh, okay, a Slay. All right, Slay with the offensive rebound. Got hit hard on the arm.
Slay will drop in both. He has 7 of the 18. Spartan lead has dwindled back to 1. Gabbard, the senior, brings it up this time. Will hand off to Vi. Off to Coles on the wing. He'll drive, and again, I'm not sure that it's very similar to the play that happened moments ago where the ball ended up in our lap.
Yeah.
Just a little miscommunication there as Gabbert was trying to drive baseline and Coles was trying to feed it to him in the corner.
Yeah, I think both coaches really frustrated with their execution.
Nice steal right here by Vi.
And Greenbrier East has been off for 13 days. You know, and you just expect a little bit of rust coming off of that 13-day layoff.
Foul there called on Richardson, his first, team 6. Both teams will be in the bonus for the final 3 and change here in the first half. William Gabbard, they call him Goose, brings it up. Vi with a hand over to Cole. Coles, deep 2, in route, too strong. Rebound, battled for inside. Gabbard came out of nowhere, gets it back, and his putback draws a foul. So Willie Goose Gabbard will head to the line for 2. That foul triggered on McMillan, his second. So McMillan and Gilbin both with 2 fouls here in the first half, Coach.
Yeah, and then when I was talking about Greenbrier East playing sluggish after a 13-day layoff, and Beckley coming off of a loss where they didn't play well, and those kind of losses, you know, they can either be demoralizing or galvanizing. You know, the team takes one step one way or the other, and, you know, right now the Beckley's playing hard. I mean, it's a 1-point game, but both teams are just playing really sloppy on the offensive end. McMillan has made some good plays for Beckley. Maddox McMillan has made the right reads from the top on passes. There's a good move.
Cook with the floater, too strong. Rebound tipped right back to him. He gets caught in a thorn bush, and they'll outlet up top to Colucci. Colucci's had a couple of nice looks here this evening as well. Slay now on the attack into the paint, and offensive foul.
Yeah, both teams just really fighting the game. Look on this end for something with Coles driving, with Gabbert spotting up and not going backdoor. Well, Gabbert comes out, so.
Slay will come out. That was his first foul. Okay. Replacing him will be Dwayne Richardson.
Okay, so they're really going to try to spread the floor for Bailey Coles right now and just get something going offensively.
Spartans clinging to that 1-point advantage with a little over 2 minutes here left first half. Nice attack there, but got caught inside and couldn't get rid of it. Now Richardson runs it out. Bodies collide inside, no whistle. But this time, ball knocked out, last touched by Greenbrier East.
What can we say? It's not pretty, but it's gritty. It's been a rough quarter. A rough quarter for both teams. And
it's been entertaining, I would say that.
19-18.
Jade Libby, who was not on our roster when we got here, we penciled him in. He's a 6'4 sophomore. He'll check in, give Coles a breather.
William Gabbert and Bailey Coles both out of the game right now.
Yeah, that's.
But Bimbo Coles has confidence in his bench.
2 to go here in the first half.
Here. 19-18, East up when he made that move. Let's see which way it goes.
Spartans, with the lack of the size, working around the perimeter. Via on the attack, into the trees, and he'll head to the line. He's listed at 5'10". That's generous, Coach, and he attacked that defense like he was 6'10".
Oh, he did. And
Richardson picks up the foul, his second.
What'd you say Greenbrier East is averaging this year? Scoring?
Almost 71 points per game.
Boy.
They're a little off that pace tonight.
Yeah, not on that pace right now.
But like you were mentioning just a few moments ago, they've been on a break. Tucker's second free throw falls in. He's got 4 of the 20. It's back to a 2-point Greenbrier East advantage. Cook going to work on Vi. Drives, kicks. McMillan gets that one to go.
Right there has been the bright spot for the Flying Eagles today. He's made great decisions off the bounce. He's made a couple three-pointers. Maddox McMillan has been the lone bright spot right now for the Flying Eagles.
And Bimbo Coles wants to talk about it. It will be a 30-second. We'll keep it here. So 1 point advantage for Woodrow after that bucket.
Yeah, I think
but
that
Coach,
time, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was going to say, I think we've saw McMillan, we've saw Gillum, and we've seen Miller not in the same rotation. But I think we may see that in the second half. Woodrow may take some advantage of their size.
Yeah, we may. And Bimbo used that timeout there to get Bailey Coles back in the game, and he may have put Gabbert back in also. So he was just really getting them a quick blow. I didn't think he would finish the quarter that. They only lost 2 points on that.
It's a little more interesting at the high school level because you have no media timeouts until you get to maybe the state tournament or something like that. In college, which you know, you coach college for a long time, you've got those media timeouts. You can kind of strategize getting breaks around those timeouts.
Yeah, and D1, you don't have to be in shape. 16, 12, 8, and 4. A 2-minute and 30 rest.
We were talking about how out of shape I am. I can make it 4 minutes.
4 minutes, hey. D1, I don't think you got a couple of those rests during that time.
Vi in front of us. Gets out of it, gives over to Gabbert. Gabbert back in the game as well as Coles. Finds Coles, top of the key 3, off the mark a little strong. McMillan with a strong board inside. A minute to go, first half. Flying Eagles lead by 1.
Yeah, I think Becker will try to run their offense through McMillan at some point. He's made some great passes, hit some threes. There he is at the top of the key. Let's see what he does this time.
Left side, Cook. Up to Richardson. One of their longest possessions so far tonight. Colucci now back on the floor. Slips. Didn't walk with it. Finds Cook somehow. Cook, baseline, 15-footer. A little strong that time. Gabbert cleans it out. Final 25 seconds here. First half. Gabbert may have got away with a walk there. Gives off Coles. Coles attacks. Drives.
Nice
kick.
play.
3. Alts. Short. May have been tipped. Beckley with the board. Final 15 of the half. Peck into the corner for 3. This time a little short by Richardson. And here come the Spartans. Cole all the way to the rack. Somehow, how did he keep his body under control?
Great body control by Coles. Gives the Spartans a 1-point lead at halftime.
What a wild second quarter. 2 quarters in the books. Halftime here at the Raleigh County Beckley Convention Center, 22-21. East leads by 1. You're enjoying high school basketball here on Video Productions, brought to you by Little General.
I'm Aisha. And my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Who is going to be next to grab one of these fantastic deals at Lewis Nissan? Like all these lucky people, you can receive a 2020 Nissan Rogue all-wheel drive starting at just $23,990 with 0% financing available. Or this 2020 Nissan Altima 2.5S for only $20,990. Or how about an all-wheel drive for $22,990? Get these awesome deals and award-winning service all month long here at Lewis Nissan.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home. United Bank, West Virginia's bank, proud to be.
Welcome back inside Beckley Raleigh County Convention Center. Halftime as the number 8 ranked Greenbrier Spartans cling to a 1-point advantage over Woodrow Wilson. Zach Helton, along with two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year Bob Bolin. And Coach, we were talking about this a few moments ago. Greenbrier East averaging 70.5 points per game. Woodrow Wilson not averaging that much, 56.9 points per game, but neither team is on pace for either of those so far tonight in what has been a defensive struggle both ends of the floor.
Boy, you left me hanging there. Defensive struggle. That's a positive way to look at it. I don't know what the cause is for the sloppy play. You know, both teams are getting after it defensively, but you look at the first time they've played in front of a crowd in probably 13 months. So both teams are probably pressing, you know, a little bit, little nerves. Intact. And then when you look at Greenbrier East hasn't played in 13 days, and then you look at Woodrow coming off of a tough loss, kind of having a hard time, picking themselves back up. So when you add all those things together, you get a 22-21 first half.
And to be honest with you, I think, I wouldn't bet the farm that I don't own, but I would say that the second half is going to open up a little more offensively because you have two very veteran coaches. Obviously Bimbo hasn't coached very long, but he's been around the game his entire life. He knows the game. Ron Kidd in his 21st year at the helm at Woodrow Wilson. I think both teams were countering. It was very interesting to see when each team was subbing, someone else would counter with someone. So I think they were playing a little bit of a mismatch game and trying to figure out who fits with who in the first half. So I think both coaches are going to make some adjustments at halftime and see what we come out with here in the second half. Because I think we kind of alluded to it a few times. Woodrow Wilson definitely has the size advantage inside. We'll see if they take advantage of that early in the third quarter.
Well, Greenbrier East scored 12 points the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the game. So they've gone, 10 minutes, 12 minutes and scored 10 points.
Yeah.
And then Woodrow started out real slow, and then they had a little run when they were down 12-5. They had a 7-0 run that tied it up at 12. That happened in about a minute and 40 seconds. But then, both teams just having trouble. And I think the crowd has something to do with it. I mean, they haven't played in front of people.
Yeah.
It's like even though, both teams have combined to play 12 or 13 games, there's been such a limited crowd that they've almost been like a scrimmage. So, both teams play with some nerves. They should open up both teams the second half. And I say both coaches are saying, guys, I don't think we can play any worse than that. And we're up 1 or we're down 1, so things are going to get better in the second half. And I think you got to pick them up. I mean, it gets frustrating when you're turning the ball over, turning it over, but somehow both teams are still in the game. So then, I look for much better play this second half. Look for Beckley to start off the second half early, trying to get Big Ben something down close to the basket. And then on the other end, look for Greenbrier East to spread the floor. Look for Bailey Coles driving with Gabbert spotting up. That's the best way. And Bailey Coles driving, finishing. I'm not saying pass it to Gabbert every time, but I'm saying with those alignments, that's the best way both of these teams can score. And when you're struggling, you usually go back to your bread and butter.
Yeah, there's a few plays that we saw right in front of us, literally, where Coles and Gabbert couldn't get on the same page, and a couple of turnovers, which, you never know, could have went on to get some points for the Spartans. But they lead by 1 here at the halftime, scoring rather even in such a close, low-scoring ball game. Greenbrier East had 14 in the first quarter, 8 in the second quarter. They are led at the half by Bailey Coles. He had 8 in the first quarter and 4 more in the second. He has 12 overall. Tucker Vi, 4 points. 3 of those came in the first quarter. He had a free throw in the second quarter. And then 3 points apiece from Monquel Davis. He hit a 3 in the second quarter. And Willie Gabbert, all 3 of his points came in the first quarter with a bucket and 1. For Greenbrier East, Monquel Davis with 2 personals. He's the only one in black tonight for Greenbrier East in any sort of foul trouble here early, and really not any foul trouble at all, with just 2 at the half. For Woodrow Wilson, they also had 14 in the first quarter. They added 7 more in the second for their 21. They're scoring a little more even, Coach. KK Slade leads the way with 7. He had 5 in the first, added 2 free throws in the second. Maddox McMillan and Jace Colucci each with 5 points, 5 apiece, I should say. Maddox had 2 in the first, 3 more in the second. Jace had all 5 of his points in the first quarter. Keenan Cook had 2. Mike Miller had 2. Cook's 2 came in the first on free throws. Miller's had 2 in the second quarter. Their foul situation for Woodrow Wilson, Coach, a little bit more interesting. Richardson, McMillan, and Gillum each with 2 at the half. And speaking of Ben Gillum, he has been held scoreless in the first 16 minutes. And we were talking a little bit off air. Princeton held Gillum to 2 points in their win on Saturday. So, sometimes you hear the hitters in baseball or softball going through a little bit of a stretch where you can't find the baseball or the ball to hit. Well, Ben Gillum's going through a little bit of a stretch now. He can't find the bottom of the net, and I think maybe you see Coach Ron Kidd early in the second half get it into Gillum and maybe build up some confidence.
That would be the first possession. I'd try to tell him still as low as you can. Guys, if you see his number and he shows you a hand where he's open, give him the ball. I believe I tell him, if you get the ball within 5 feet, just go up and score. Just jump over everybody and score. Kid's got to get his confidence back, and that's the easiest way to get it back.
We'll take one more break. We'll come back for the start of the second half. 22-21. Spartans cling to a 1-point advantage here at the Convention Center on Video Productions.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. Introducing the all-new 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
Did you hear that? The State Farm thing. Da-da-da-da-da. I think we're in a commercial. Jake from State Farm, I knew it.
Don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Dad, look!
Chris!
Ooh, see? Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
I didn't even record.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Beckley, Raleigh County Convention Center. Zach Helton, along with two-time NAIA Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin, as we head to the second half. Spartans lead by 1, 22-21. Coach, some last-second instructions before heading to the second half. What do you think the strategy is for both teams?
Yeah, for Beckley, you got to loosen up. loosen up, have a little fun, play. You know, it's not a fun game when the ball's not going in the basket for you. So I would try to get something to Gillum down low. And then for Greenbrier East, I'd open the floor for Bailey Coles and try to look for Gabbert spotting up and see what Woodrow Beckley starts out in their man-to-man defense.
Sam Altz will handle. With the Spartans going from left to right here in the second half. Quickly, Coles appears for the basketball.
And there it was, had the side cleared for Coles and Gabbert out to shoot. Beckley forced him the other way.
Beckley man-to-man defensively. Coles drives. 3-ball, left side, good.
Great offense by Greenbrier East there. Good ball movement. The ball changed sides of the court 3 times.
Altz with his first bucket of the night. Now inside to Gillum. Over to McMillan, baseline jumper. Won't get the roll that time. Good crash by Quentin Wilson for the defensive rebound. Quickly in the front court go the Spartans. Gabbert drives. Vi with an inside pass to Wilson, and Wilson will head to the line. And Gillum has a little upset. I think he's going to get the call.
Yeah. Gillum looked like he had good position. Wilson made a good, strong move, and Gillum thought he got all ball on that.
Wilson won't get the roll.
Let's take a look at it.
Oof.
Yeah, could have got on the wrist. I mean, the game's called close. The high school game is called close when the ball goes into the post area.
Wilson gets the roll in the second. That's his first point of the night. Ben Gillum, no points, 3 fouls.
East going to a 2-3 zone. They haven't shown this yet.
Little wrinkle by Coach Coles here early in the third. Gillum trying to get a position inside. It's Richardson now. Swings it. Slay gets the 3.
Yeah, Slay and Beckley had good ball movement against the zone. Slay got his feet set. I don't know how long Coach Coles will stay in that 2-3.
Slay now with 10. The lead is 2. Coles deep 2, hits nothing. I don't know if nobody touched it. It was just a bad shot by Bailey Coles.
Yeah, and he had a pick there. That was a good job by the Woodrow defender getting through the pick. They didn't switch it, and they were still able to challenge the shot. Okay, let's see if they look for Slay again. He just hit one.
He'll go inside to Gillum. A swing pass. Cook, his 3 way off the mark. An easy board there for Altz for the Spartans. Coles on the attack. Drives, kicks, 3, short. That time by Gabbert. But inside, Wilson doing work. May have had that one tipped. And Beckley comes out of there with the basket.
Slay spotted up here. See, that's what you do. You get a guy hot. Okay, he missed that one. But
not a bad look.
No, the possession before he had just hit one. I believe that's when you try to, the coach can't call a play and say, hey, go get this for him. But that's just basketball sense. He hit one. Let's go back to him.
Slay with the steal and one on the other end. Nice play. As KK Slay's trying to take over this ball game, Coach.
Well, yeah, he hit a 3. Now he's got an and one. And I would look for next possession down the court. If you're Dwayne Richardson, the point guard, you got to be thinking, he's got 6 points in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's go back to him. I mean, that's how basketball's played. Go to the hot guy, ride him. Ride him until he cools off.
Slay looking for the lead. He gets it.
And then that's how here's Beckley now going to full court pressure.
All 6 points here in the third. Brought to you by KK Slay for the Eagles. They lead by 1. Gabbert into the front court. Now reverses in, goes right, kind of reversed gears and went to the block and gets the 2.
Yeah, great change of pace by Gabbert. Great body control. Really good one-on-one play. There's Slay again.
Down to McMillan to the block. Blocked from behind, but someone got him as well.
Yeah, see what you don't realize there, where Slay scored 6 points, that brought the bottom of the zone out.
Yeah.
And when the zone came out, he was able to get it to McMillan, who drew the foul. This game's an easy game when it's played right. And Beckley did a good job of going through the hot guy. Now, on the other end, you're going to see Gabbert driving the ball. You're going to see Coles driving the ball, and you're going to see spot-up shooters.
So Wilson picks up the foul as Coles was the one to block it from behind. McMillan can't get the second one to fall. 28-all football score here in the third with a little over 5 minutes remaining.
No missed extra points.
Nope. Coles going to work on Slay. This is a fun matchup tonight. Now gets the pick. The roll, not there. Cole's going to keep it himself and up and under with the right hand. Nice take.
Good job by Greenbrier East of setting the ball pick for Coles. Great body control by Coles. Both teams picking it up. You tell they've made adjustments at half.
Gillum looking for his first buck of the night. Gets it right there with the teardrop.
Yeah, both teams looking good now. Ball's moving. It's getting to where it's supposed to go. Maybe those nerves are gone. Looks like a much better game here the second half.
We may hit our scoring average. Vi drives, floats it with the right hand, too strong. Gillum thought he was going to fall out, but keeps it in play into the hands of Cook.
They can find Slade. There he is.
Coles, not bad defense there. Is it going back to McMillan?
Yeah, and if it wasn't a fumble the ball there, that would have been a great play.
Nice steal by Coles. Finger rolls it home.
Yeah, Bailey Coles getting in the passing lane, able to finish strong.
Halfway through the third.
Greenbrier East still in that zone. Now Beckley's countering with Colucci coming in, another good three-point shooter.
Slater looks over to Richardson. High post to Cook. Back out Slay. Extra pass McMillan. He'll drive baseline. Just a little too strong with that floater.
Yeah, still a good possession. Good ball movement. Got an easy shot. Just not able to hit it.
Gabbard appears. Top of the key three. Splashes it home.
Both of these teams now are playing basketball. Ball's moving. Nerves are gone. We expected a much better second half.
30-second timeout will keep it here. 3:25 left in the third. And now they call a full timeout, so we'll take it. Spartans lead by 5 here on Video Productions, brought to you by Little General.
On the right wing, head fakes, drives to the right elbow, into the center, now to Hayner on the left wing, over to Williamson in the corner. Williamson, as Udo comes out to contest, now back to Hayner in the left corner. Hayner, really tough turnaround, but he gets it to go.
Very tough shot from Hayner, body going to the left as his right arm comes forward in rotation, and Udo tries to take it up court and gets it knocked away.
And he has it stolen back to Townsend by Robbins, and now Nitro will control.
Townsend was never able to get his hand on it, but Robbins knocks it, gets it back to Painter.
Now 3:33 to go in the third. Painter goes for the lead. Can't hit the three as it hits the top of the basket support, and it'll go back over to Logan.
3:25 left in the third. Logan and Nitro in a battle over on the western end of the state.
And your nothing happened to your TV camera. We're just doing a live look in. Video productions always with the newest innovation.
We are fancy.
Yeah.
We are fancy.
Live look in from another game. All right, Greenbrier East staying with that 2-3 zone. Beckley's countered. Colucci in the game. Slade getting a break.
Yeah, that's the bad news for the Spartans. You trade a sharpshooter for another sharpshooter in Colucci. Cook. Richardson, back to Cook, over to Colucci. 3-ball right in front of us off the mark, a little strong. Nice offensive board there, Richardson. He won't get the putback.
Yeah, Gillum finally saw that ball go through the net. Now he's more aggressive on the boards, getting a chance at the free throw line. Good hands there, Zach.
You like that?
Yeah, I saw that. Little baseball shortstop hands. Good job.
Third foul on Davis as Gillum hits the first. So Gillum and Davis both with 3 fouls, and Gillum drops in both. He has 4. After going scoreless in the first half, Spartans lead by 3, though.
Yeah, Gabbard wanting everybody to get away. Beckley could have ran and jumped a little earlier there.
Nice drive by Wilson to the rack. He goes for 2.
Smart play by Wilson. Gillum not wanting to pick up that 4th foul. Had to play that COVID defense on him.
Wilson looks like a defensive end.
Yes, he does.
Not many people are going to get in his way. Beckley looking through the zone, trying to weave through it. 2.5 to go here in the third, trailing by 5 now. Their largest deficit since the first quarter. Richardson down into Gillum, who's double teamed. Swings it up top, Cook. Right side, McMillan. A good long possession here, trying to wear down this zone and just find an opening somewhere. Gillum back up top. Nice touch pass inside. Richardson was too far inside. Finds McMillan. McMillan can't get the bunny to go.
And that's so frustrating. Beckley with a great possession, good ball movement, and not able to cash in.
Yeah, good find on the baseline, but no points to speak of. Spartans with the advantage. Now Gabbert going on the attack. Pull up, 15. Too strong. Nice board by Wilson, but left the putback short. Gillum gets slung away as he slides on the baseline. Here comes Beckley with 95 seconds left in the third. Jump stop in the lane, Richardson.
Nice pass.
Now Colucci back out to McMillan. Good recovery defense here by the Spartans. Colucci. Top of the key, right side Richardson. They'll reverse it all the way back in front of us to Cook. McMillan now, corner three. Got it.
Yeah, he's had a solid game. I know I keep saying it, but every time they need a big basket, there's Maddox McMillan hitting the basket.
Beckley back within 2 with a minute to go in the third. Davis's three a little strong. Richardson with the pull. He'll bring it up and slow things down. As traffic clears now, he'll reverse into Gillum. Swing pass. Colucci for the lead. Too strong. Gillum. Skies had a chance at it. McMillan, though, clears it back up top. Colucci. Good effort here by Beckley on the attack. That two won't fall. It falls off the front of the rim. Cook couldn't get it to go. Gillum in amongst the trees and will draw the foul.
Yeah, you remember that possession right there. If Beckley's able to win the game, that's 4 shots. Beckley crashing the offensive boards. That's great effort by the Flying Eagles.
Aaron Griffith called for the foul. His second, team's 4th. Gillum turning things on here in the third after being held quiet in the first half.
Yeah, Bailey Cole's over there with an injury. You got a trainer looking at him right now.
Looking at his, I think.
Oh, Beckley with another one. That's 5 possessions off of 4 offensive rebounds on this one trip.
Final half minute of the third. McMillan for 3 in the lead. That one's off the mark. And over the back. That was a pretty easy call. That will be Gillum's 4th.
Now, Zach, that's where you and I disagree. Let's take a look at that one. I mean, he's getting boxed out, but they're pushing back.
Yeah.
He's allowed to hold his ground. I'd like to just see that again. A little bit late here. Okay. Yeah.
Spartans break the pressure in the backcourt. Griffith. That will reverse up to Autz. Final 12 seconds of the third as Davis with the handle.
All right, East going for the final shot.
Goes to work with 5. He's got to go quickly. Davis drives at the buzzer with the left hand. It's good.
Tell you what, Bailey Cole's sitting over there at the end of the bench. Looks like he's in pain. He may not be back in this one.
I said Monquel Davis was running out of time. He knew exactly how much time he had. Spartans lead by 3 as we head to the final 8 here on Video Productions.
Know that R.T. Rogers Oil Company of Hinton provides you with propane heaters and log sets. For nearly 50 years, they have delivered heating fuel to thousands of households in southern West Virginia. At their Beckley Liberty Fueling Station on Eisenhower Drive, they refill small tanks and even their motor homes, and 24-hour service for gas purchases with any major credit card. R.T. Rogers Oil Company, keeping the customers as their priority. Your comfort is their business. 304-466-1733.
The Calfee family has been celebrating the lives of your loved ones for 5 generations. Since 1900, they have helped you remember them with love and respect. It is good to have folks that you can trust.
Calfee Funeral Home, honoring wonderful lives.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
We head to the fourth. 39-36. Spartans lead by 3, but the bad news, their leading scorer, Bailey Coles, is on the bench, being attended to by the training staff. Beckley basketball to start the period.
Does not look like he's coming back into this game. That's a huge blow for the Spartans. 25 points per game. Hope that young man's all right. He got his head down in his shirt. You can tell he's in some pain, and he's not coming back in this one.
In the meantime, Colucci swings it cross court over to Slay. In the corner, down to Cook. Cook attacking the baseline, up and under with a reverse layup. Good idea, but a bad shot, and Wilson comes out of there with a free ball. Spartans with the lead into the front court.
You know my saying on that one, a $50 move with a 5-cent finish. Beautiful move, got to finish him.
Gabbert trying to take over now with Coles on the bench to the block. Into the corner, all knocked out. But he had Davis open in the corner. You know, we're no doctors, but they were over there. It seemed like at first they were looking at something on his hand or his wrist. Now they're looking at his foot. So we won't even try to speculate what's going on there, but hopefully, you know, it's nothing serious like you said, Coach, and maybe he'll get back in soon. Gabbert for 3 in the meantime. Splashes it home.
And that's where East will go. Gabbert has to pick up the slack for them. Nice set play. Gabbert getting a pick on the baseline, knocking the 3 ball in.
Gabbert now with 11. The lead is 6. Final 7 here in the fourth. McMillan trapped in the corner. East staying with that zone. Slay was a hot hand earlier. He feeds into McMillan, who'll kick back 3. Colucci off the mark. Inside rebound. Griffith for the Spartans.
Beckley pressing on a missed shot there. Now see if East makes him pay.
Gabbert into the front court. In
Nice
the lane.
pass.
Drops off in the block. But the pass could not be handled. Somehow ends up back in the hands of Gabbert. He rattles it home.
The ball finds active people. Gabbert's active. The ball found him. 8-point lead for Greenbrier East. Big possession for Beckley here.
Colucci with the floater in the
Nice.
lane. And that's a good shot by Colucci with 7. Timeout on the floor. 32nd. We'll keep it here.
Nice strong move by Colucci. Little floater. Yeah, the action's definitely picked up here.
And William Gabbert, the 6'3 senior, they call him Goose. And he is trying to outbird the Flying Eagles here in the fourth quarter.
I'll tell you, Goose Gabbert's going to have to carry him because Bailey Coles is not coming back in this one. You look for Beckley, they will bring Ben Gillum back in here soon. He's got 4 fouls. Look for Beckley to bring him in around the 4-minute mark.
So 6:07 left in this one. 44-38, and I think that was a good timeout after the bucket by Woodrow Wilson. They're going to have to set up in the full court defense probably for the rest of the night. Cook, Colucci, Slay, McMillan, and Richardson, the 5 on the floor for Beckley. Spartans will counter.
All right, yeah, Beckley in a man-to-man face guard, and they will run and jump out of this if Greenbrier East players get too close to each other. Greenbrier, there comes the run and jump. Greenbrier East did a good job of keeping the floor spread and finding that man. He's hot.
Willie Gabbert with 8 in the quarter. The lead is 9 for the Spartans. They're trying to take this one away. So Goose is the younger Gabbert. So someone's trying to outbird me, I think, and told me the wrong thing. I've been wrong before today. Beckley looking for an answer with 5.5 to go.
Well, that's the older Gabbert, William Gabbert, on fire here in the fourth quarter.
If I'm the older brother, I've got to have the nickname, though. McMillan out to Slay. That one off the mark. And a pull by the Spartans. Around the perimeter, Spartans work the basketball. Gabbert now on the attack. We'll drop back to Davis.
Greenbrier East really having a lot of ball movement, a lot of player movement. Now they'll reset. He says he's going to fire.
Davis from almost Lewisburg. That one a little short. Back out Gabbert. Another deep 3. That one short as well. And inside crashing.
Great time to
McMillan.
find the 3-point shooters after an offensive rebound. The defense is all looking at the basket. The shooter can spot up, find the open area, and knock it down.
3-ball in route by Cook. That one won't fall. And Wilson again with another strong rebound.
Yeah, there goes Ben Gillum. I said about the 4-minute mark here at the 4:20. Trying to get in there.
Both teams were coming in without a couple of their stars. Now, Gillum's been held in check tonight, and Coles is on the bench as Wilson goes to work in the lane, and he's not worried about any one of those players as he adds to his stat sheet.
Nice drop step by Wilson. Good play.
Yeah, good play by Gabbard inside, Coach.
Yeah, Gabbard tipped the ball away. Richardson was trying to go to Slade in there for a layup. Now Ben Gillum checks back into the game for Woodrow, and also Tucker Vi for Greenbrier East.
I will replace Alt, so Spartans giving up a little bit of size now. Colucci gets the inbound. Inside of McMillan, backing in, one pump, too strong. Davis lets it go out.
Okay, Beckley will get into their pressure defense right now. All right, man to man, look and see who runs and jumps. McMillan's got his back turned. Okay, Beckley just played it straight up that possession.
Gabbard got free. Davis didn't see him. Wilson thought about pulling the trigger in the corner. Vi with a touch.
I thought Davis had a layup there. He beat his defender. I guess Bimbo wanted him to use a little clock here.
Gabbard off the pick. The roll not there. Gabbard to the rack. Over a block attempt and in.
I'll tell you what, since Bailey Coles has went out, Gabbard has taken over this ball game.
Gabbard has taken over this second half. 3-ball in route, short. And Gillum was going after it, but a little late. A 13-point Spartan advantage. They've opened things up here in the second half, Coach.
They have. They played really well, and without their 25-point-per-game score on the court, you know, things changed at halftime for them. They came out a lot looser, able to make shots. Still 3-17, and you haven't played 13 days. Beckley has great pressure defense. So here comes the run and jump. Next man's got to rotate out. Gabbard open.
That was a little strong. Good pull inside by Griffith to keep the possession alive. 3-minute mark here in this one. Gabbard has scored 18. 15 of those have came since halftime.
Yeah, he's had a great second half.
Vi with the handle over to Davis. Davis on the attack, finds a seam. Nice backdoor bounce pass and finds Wilson for 2.
Davis.
I thought Davis would have taken that one up.
Davis going by the defense like they're toll collectors, and Davis has an easy pass.
2.5 to go. And this Greenbrier East defense has closed the turnpike for the Flying Eagles here in the second half. Gillum still having trouble.
Yeah, look for Greenbrier East right now to take the air out of the ball. Only 2 team fouls on the Eagles, so they can play very aggressively. You know, because if they foul, Greenbrier East is just going to take the ball out. So they could be reaching, smacking, doing everything they can to try to get a turnover here.
Under 2 to go. 15-point Spartan advantage.
Gabbard.
That one off the mark. Gillum, though, trips and falls on the rebound, and it's just not been his night. You know, if I go talk to Ben Gillum right now and say, hey, buddy, we've all been there. We've all had nights like this. He'll be all right. But he's frustrated. You can see it on his face now.
Oh, yeah. The Greenbrier East has played a great second half. The ball has changed sides of the floor. They've had great ball movement and player movement. You know, people talk about ball movement. It's also good if you have player movement and make the defense adjust. Great hustle.
Davis with a nice attack and Wilson with a putback, but it wouldn't fall. Beckley needs a lot of points in a short amount of time. That will help there with the floater. It's good and one.
Yeah, I think he called that on the ground.
Vi will pick up his second foul nonetheless, and it will be on the floor. And there's a timeout on the floor. 1:19 left in this one. The Eagles and the Spartans pulling away are the Spartans here on Video Productions.
Hey man, I really appreciate that Patrick Price on my insurance, Jake from State Farm. Being a champ has its perks.
Here's the deal, Patrick. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Let me repay the favor with some field passes. Come on.
No favors, just great rates.
Okay, fine. I'll let you wear the ring, but only for a day.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. Introducing the all-new 2021 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid with 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
(59-38) with a little over a minute remaining, Coach, and with all the stars on both these teams, Willie Gabbert has taken over in the second half.
Without a doubt.
Colucci, though, trying to get a three back, and he does. That's a good shot. Colucci now with 10 and a quick timeout by the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, Beckley with a great set play on the Alabama's play, and Colucci knocks it down.
So 1:15 remaining in this. We'll keep it here. We'll reset things for you real quick. 1:15 left. It's a 12-point ball game. Crazier things have happened. The Spartans are down to their last timeout. They have one left. Flying Eagles still have three in their pocket. The possession here belongs to Greenbrier East. Neither team nowhere near the bonus. I mean, essentially right now it's Beckley needs turnovers and points quickly.
Yeah. Well, and Ron Kidd's in that huddle, and you have two team fouls.
Yep.
So I would be telling them, hold on the Alabama's play. Let's get a 5-second
tackle if you want.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can sneak and hold, and and if they call it, so what? And look for them to really try to get a 5-second count, and then as soon as the ball is inbounded, look for Beckley to get a hard double team, go for a steal, and maybe a second steal. If the ball progresses up near half court, they'll foul.
Haley Coles is got some ice on his ankle. Hopefully that's not as serious as we think it may be. Spartans inbound from the backcourt.
Here comes the trap.
Gabbert trap.
There it is.
And it's knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, again, Beckley doesn't have to worry about fouling. I would trap hard, reach for the ball, do whatever it takes. This will be a time for Greenbrier East, if they got the baseball pass in their playbook, it'd be a good time to run it with Beckley playing so aggressively.
Get it in the corner to Gabbert, and that's not where you want to go, but he gets out of it, and Davis will push up ahead to Griffith. Griffith now in the front court, dribbles out, and they'll try to run some clock here with 64 seconds, but a foul on Woodrow will be the third of the half.
Yeah, Beckley, again, that's the fourth team foul. They still have two more to give. Right here is a good time. You go for the 5-second. Hold, face guard. Too easy, way too easy.
1 minute to go. McMillan on Gabbert over to Davis. And Davis will get fouled before he gets it in the corner to Griffith. So that's the fourth team foul.
Let's see here. Now Beckley, he got it in. Gabbert got it in easily last possession. Now Bimbo Cole's putting a free throw shooter in the game, I'm sure. Now let's see if Beckley does a better job of denying the ball. Hold, reach, whatever it takes. There's Gabbert again, able to break free easily.
They found him, didn't get the call. Gabbert pulls up 15-footer good.
That's confidence.
That may be the dagger.
Oh, yeah, that's the dagger.
Beckley trailing by 2 touchdowns. Slay for a 3, too strong. And a Sky, the rebound by Clay Jackson. And he'll be fouled quickly with 42.8 on the big old clock. That is called on McMillan, his third. Dwayne Richardson has 4.
Uh-oh, watch the baseball pass here. There it goes.
Vine looking out there, nothing doing, into Altz, who gets fouled quickly in the corner.
Yeah.
And the only thing I would say, Coach, is maybe they should have started this about 2 minutes ago. What do you think?
Yeah, and then those kind of fouls. These kids watching NBA. The NBA reaches out and you smack him on his arm. You go for the ball. You put some down. No hugging. Go for the ball.
I had a coach tell me one time, if you want to learn how not to play basketball, watch NBA games every day.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point there.
Colucci's third foul, excuse me.
Now Greenbrier East in the bonus. And Bimbo Coles substituting offense for defense, always working. And there goes Beckley again. You had to have Ben out with 4 fouls. Now they put him in for the offensive possession. So both coaches working hard, even though it's a 14-point game with 40 seconds left. There's not any ever say die in these guys.
Alt's empty on the front end. So Beckley clinging alive. Colucci deep three, almost banked it home. Wilson inside with a rebound, and Gabbert will push up into the front court to a wide open Altz. Altz slips and falls. Ball comes loose. Here comes Richardson with it. McMillan thought about spotting him at 3, deep 2 nonetheless. That was a wild shot. I don't think he
it slipped out of his hand when he was on his way up.
So a miss there and a foul. We're heading to the other end for 1-1. So Beckley will go to 2-6. Greenbrier East 4-1. Greenbrier East hosting Pikeview Saturday afternoon.
Well, we didn't have our Greenbrier East stats here. I'll tell you, it's been a long time since they've got a win in this building. And Bimbo Cole's able to bring his team in there. He said before the year, he told me up there this was his year, really likes his team. And to play a fourth quarter like this with their leading scorer and a great player in Bailey Coles over there on the bench is just a tribute to Greenbrier East.
Wilson drops in both. Yeah, we hope that's not serious for Bailey. He's such a joy to watch play. Pull up 15-footer baseline, good. That time by Cook. Cook has 4, and a timeout by Woodrow with 9 seconds.
Yeah, Coach Kidd took a 30 here, and it's a time for a teaching moment for your team. They're not going to come back from 14 points with 9 seconds left. Not going to happen, but you're teaching your kids, all right, we may be in this predicament down 2 or down 1 late in the year. There's 9 seconds left. Let's get on the ball. I know the kids coming out, their heads down, they're down. Let's get on the ball. Let's try to get a 5-second count. Let's get a hard trap and go for a steal. And I got booed out of Kansas City one time, called a timeout down 12 with about 20 seconds to go, and they were ready for the other game. But I saw Greg White's University of Charleston one time come back from 9 down with 12 seconds. So anything's possible. You never give up with your team.
When you're in Kansas City, they just want to get to their barbecue.
Yeah.
At the end of the game. Davis will trigger in. Spartans will try to get through these final 9 seconds as a foul will send Gabbert to the other end of the floor for the last 1-1 of the day.
Yeah, Beckley just having a hard time scoring. What did you say, 55 last night? Night before last against Princeton?
Yeah, 55.
55 and then 43 tonight. Just having a hard time putting it in the basket. And give Greenbrier East credit. He went to the zone the second half, gave Beckley a hard time. KK Slay came out early and hit a couple against the zone. But then Greenbrier East was able to challenge shooters in that zone. And then that man right there, Gabbert, played a great second half. And wow, there's a large Greenbrier East. Didn't realize that. Still here in the arena, and they're celebrating a rare win here in the Beckley Convention Center. And Bimbo Cole's looking at his team, telling them to act like you've done this before. Keep your composure.
Inside, Gillum with the jam. He has 7, so he's half of his, scoring output per game, 15.5. So 59-45 with 3.8 here. Let's check in on one of the other games tonight. Nitro and Logan.
Oh, what we get a charge
We're in
there?
Logan County. Probably some of my family members over there in that gym tonight.
I'll tell you what, boy, they were drawing huge crowds last year. 4,500 people for the Chapmanville Logan game. I don't know if it's opened up down there like it has here, but I'll tell you what, Greenbrier East celebrating in the convention center here tonight, and let out a roar. And Bimbo Cole's probably working on his last second play here. Beckley calling a timeout with 3.8. Logan 47, Nitro 40. Beckley had a win earlier in the year over Nitro, and they're down 7 here. Let's see. Look for the baseball pass here.
Davis one more time to trigger in. Runs the baseline into Autz, and Autz will handle it for the final 3 seconds. 59-45, the Spartans and their fans up across the way are pumped for this one. A 14-point win here at the Convention Center by the Spartans, their first in a very long time. We're going to take a timeout. We'll put a bow on it right after this here on Video Productions, brought to you by Little General. Was it 59-45? 24.
I'm Aisha, and my favorite thing about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is how easy you can share them with your friends. They taste fresh, they're crispy, you can taste that every single one is unique. The top tier, best chicken nuggets ever. You guys should put that in the commercial.
Hi, my name is Brian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is you can taste the different types of cheeses and the blends that they use, and everything just comes together. It's like a delicate dance. They're like perfection in every bite.
Who is going to be next to grab one of these fantastic deals at Lewis Nissan? Like all these lucky people, you can receive a 2020 Nissan Rogue all-wheel drive starting at just $23,990 with 0% financing available. Or this 2020 Nissan Altima 2.5S for only $20,990. Or how about an all-wheel drive for $22,990? Get these awesome deals and award-winning service all month long here at Lewis Nissan.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home.
Welcome back inside Greater Beckley in Raleigh County Convention Center. I know the name has changed so many times that Beckley Raleigh County Convention Center. There we go. We'll cut that out when we go live, Coach. Two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin, Zach Helton along with you. Garrett Lester, the producer. Andrew Bolin up on camera. And for about 2.5 quarters, we saw a pretty good one. Greenbrier East finished off Woodrow 59-45 to hold on to a 4-1 record. They will move on to host Pikeview Saturday afternoon. Woodrow falls to 2-6. They will host George Washington right in here at 1 o'clock Sunday. And, Coach, I tell you what, William Gabbert put the Spartans on his back. It kind of looked a little grim there for a while when Bailey Coles went out, and Beckley was starting to use their size early in the third to kind of add some depth inside. But William Gabbert woke up, ended up with 3 at halftime. He ends the night with 22.
He played a great second half. William Gabbert controlled the game, hit nice mid-range shots, hit some threes, got all the way to the basket, had a few nice assists in there. He played a tremendous game, and he knew it was on his shoulders when Bailey Cole's over there with an injury, and he stepped up to the plate. Solid player. I watched him, and we had a preseason scrimmage at Greater Beckley, and he put a show on against Capital in a scrimmage game. So obviously he's got the talent, and he carried the Spartans in the second half.
14-point win for the Spartans. Unless something crazy happens with the game against Pikeview, they will probably hold on to that number 8 ranking, maybe even climb a few spots here in the AP poll coming up for next week that comes out on Monday. Stat-wise, first for Woodrow Wilson. They had 14 in the first, 7 in the second quarter. They had 21 at the half. They scored 15 in the third, but just 9 in that fourth quarter to end up with 45 on the night. KK Slay led the way. He had 13, but he didn't score in the fourth quarter, Coach. He had 7 in the first half, added just 6 in the third, and was held in check in the fourth. Jace Colucci with 5 in the first half, 5 more in the fourth quarter with 10, and the rest of the scoring was single digits. Maddox McMillan, who had a pretty good hand early on, was held to 9. They didn't go to him in the fourth quarter either. 7 from Ben Gillum. All of those came in the second half, with 5 of them coming in the third quarter. 4 from Keenan Cook, 2 in the first and 2 more in the fourth, and then 2 from Mike Miller in the first half for the Flying Eagles. For Greenbrier East, they had 14 in the first quarter, 8 more in the second with 22. They led by 1 at the half, and they outscored Woodrow Wilson by 15 in the second half with 17 in the third, 20 more in the fourth to win 59-45. 2 in double figures, William Gabbert with 22 on the night, 19 of those coming in the second half. Bailey Coles, before he went out injured, had 16. All of those came in through the first 3 quarters, with 12 of those before halftime. 9 by Quentin Wilson on the second half. He was another one that kind of stepped up both ends of the floor.
Yes, he did.
He had 9 on the night. 5 from Monquel Davis, who ran the point rather nicely all night. 3 in the first half, 2 more in the second half. 4 from Tucker Vi, all in the first half. And 3 by Sam Holtz in the third quarter to make 59. So Greenbrier East will go to 4-1. Woodrow Wilson falls to 2-6. We mentioned Greenbrier East will host Pikeview Saturday at 3:30 as of the schedule we have, and Woodrow Wilson will be right back in here Saturday afternoon. A lot of basketball going on here this weekend. They'll host George Washington Saturday at 1. And if you're thinking ahead, hey guys, when's the rematch? Well, it will be at Greenbrier East April 6th. And that one, I assure you, will be just as entertaining as this one, Coach.
Oh, yeah. And I'll just tell you, as far as Woodrow Wilson goes, there are solvable problems and there are unsolvable problems. And to solve these problems, they can't let the attitudes get down. They have to stay upbeat, and they have to come in here. They have a good team coming in here on Saturday. And they have to put this one behind them, get an upbeat practice tomorrow, and get ready for George Washington. As far as Greenbrier East, to make some noise deep, they got to get Bailey Coles. I hope he's healthy. What a great kid and a great player. William Gabbert stepped up big time tonight. They're role players. Just really stepped up. They ran the offense well. The second half, after they, and again, the first half, I believe, was a result of the 13-day layoff. So they were able to run their offense the second half. They did a lot of ball movement and player movement, and they were able to shoot at a high rate the second half. So congratulations to the Spartans. Beckley's got to get back on track. And, both of these teams, the thing about West Virginia, Don Knuckles one time won a state championship, and he went 10-10 during the season. When the regular season's over, everything's out. Everybody's 0-0, so you got to keep getting better. Greenbrier East got to stay away from the COVID. That's knocked them out of some games and probably slowed their progress down, and they got a chance to have a really special year.
And the first year of 4A basketball, both Greenbrier East and Woodrow Wilson in 4A Region 3 Section 2, along with Oak Hill and Princeton. And Princeton's no slouch this year either. And the interesting thing, I'm looking at their schedule right now from online, Greenbrier East doesn't face Princeton here in the regular season. So that could be something to keep an eye on for in the playoffs coming up. But they do face Oak Hill. Oak Hill's a little down, but it seems to be right now, in my opinion, between Greenbrier East and Princeton for that sectional title and a trip to Charleston on the line. But a lot of basketball to be played between now and then, Coach. And I think Greenbrier East has found a way to win without Bailey Coles, and hopefully they don't have to do it long term. But between Willie Gabbert and Quentin Wilson, I think they've got a pretty good team to hit the floor every night without Coles.
Yeah, they do. But Coles is he's the main man, and it's just sad. To go through COVID your junior year, and not have a state tournament, and then senior again. Let's just hope it's a minor injury. He's back out there playing. I really hope that for the young man, because comes from a great family. Dad's classy guy, and would like to see him come back healthy. And like to see the Flying Eagles come out here Saturday with a great effort against GW, a good GW team with a lot of strong guards.
Final one last time here from the Beckley-Raleigh County Convention Center. The Greenbrier Spartans moved to 4-1 on the year, holding off Woodrow Wilson 59-45. Shout out to Garrett Lester down to our left for making us look as good as possible, and Andrew Bolin upstairs running the camera, and two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin. I'm Zach Helton. Thank you for tuning in to Video Productions tonight, and until next time, good night, everybody.